Hey folks, Ashley Garner here with Intracoastal Realty in Wilmington and Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. Most common question a real estate broker gets asked is, how's the market? The market's different than in the recent past. And we've been through times like this before, but for different reasons. So now what we are experiencing is supply shortage. Okay, so you've got the supply, the demand, and if these things are in balance, the market is in balance, prices are stable, increasing at a stable, dependable rate. Most people can find a place to live, and there we go. So right now, we've got demand that is pretty well where it should be. Maybe in some areas like Wilmington, it's greater than it would be in other parts of the country because the weather's so good here and we have the beach and all these other things that make it a desirable place to live. So maybe our demand is a little higher than some places, but say it's about right. But what the issue is that we don't have enough homes to sell. It's not like there's a whole bunch of houses and apartments that are out in the world just sitting empty right now. Most things are full. They are occupied by human beings. Okay, so we don't have enough supply coming to the market. Now, why is this? I'm sure you've heard it before, but as we went through the Great Recession, that period of time, we didn't have any construction because banks and lenders weren't lending to builders so that they could build new houses. The builders, they didn't have a whole great incentive to build houses because they weren't selling. Okay, so we got behind. We didn't build as many as we should to keep up with the natural growth in population and the need for more housing. So we were behind then, right? Then the market picked up and it started to get pretty healthy. So we're using up existing supply already. And then COVID-19 hits, turns everything on its ear. Things shut down, so we're not building anything then. And then as the demand just magically picks up during COVID, which no one expected, so now we have all these supply chain issues you hear talked about all the time, right? So labor shortages, supply shortages, etc. Builders can't get windows, for example, or appliances, and they can't get these things to build the houses with. So we can't bring enough new supply to the market to keep up with the normal demand. So we're behind. Now the significance of all of this is that how fast is this going to change, right? So you say, well, all we need to do is increase the supply, which is true, but real estate and housing is not a fast-moving market. It's slow. It takes time to build a house, right? How long does it take to build a house? Months, years in some cases, right, to build a house. So it's not like you can just snap your finger or say, by the summertime, we will have caught up with all of the supply that we are lacking. Real estate doesn't work that way. It takes time. It takes more time when you don't have the supplies with which to build the houses, or if you don't have the labor to swing the hammer, or finish the drywall or do the painting. So we've got those things working against us. So end result is the current real estate market, at least in Wilmington area, is probably going to stay about like it is for a while, which means it's a seller's market. It's a great time to sell your house. Prices are going up. And if you're a buyer, right, you need to get ready. You need to have your financing in order. You need to know your criteria. And then when you hear of or see a house that's coming to market, you need to act quickly, pull the trigger, make a strong offer. A lot of times it's competitive and you end up paying more than the ask price. And that is not likely to change significantly for a while until we bring more supply to the market. Now there is the potential that demand could slow down. So if we have rising interest rates, affordability goes down because it costs you more to own something, borrow the money, it costs more your monthly payment. So that will slow things down a little bit, but it would have to increase a lot to really squish the demand enough to meet the supply, and that's just not likely to happen. I guess people could decide not to move here anymore, which again is not likely to happen. So we're probably stuck with right where we are. So it is what it is. You just need to learn to operate inside of those market conditions. If you're a seller, you need to understand what this means for you. If you're a buyer, you need to be prepared and be ready to act when you see something that's coming up that fits your criteria. So there we go. So if you've got any questions, give us a call. This is what we do all day, every day, and we love it. And we're happy to help you through any market conditions, even this one. Until next time, this is Ashley.